Hello, everybody. Thank you again for joining Metaverse Summit Roadshow, which is a series of online interviews, panels with different Metaverse experts, project builders, entrepreneurs, and beyond. So today we are excited to invite two guests from Synchrony. So we have Matt and we have Andy in our guest room today. Can you say hi and maybe tell us who you are, what brought you to create Synchrony?
Sure, Matt, I'll let you introduce yourself and then I can dive in.
Sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Med. I'm a software engineer and very passionate about blockchain. I've been on the space since 2018 when I wrote my first smart contract. Along the side, I was working on security project, automation, passionate about quality and data. Before I moved to play with hackathons and play with blockchain, from Ethereum to Solana to Polygon as well. And late, like it's almost like a year now that I'm working with Andy on Synchrony and other project. So we're just patient, we just love building stuff, and that's what we do. Yeah. And now at Synchrony, I'm more managing the UI part, integration, and anything related to data.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us. It's great to chat about Metaverse. We're big fans ourselves on a personal and professional level. Obviously, I'm Andy. I'm from Hong Kong. I got into crypto in 2010 on accident. I was working for a Berkshire Hathaway subsidiary. I was looking into PGP encryption for compliance purposes. And my claim to shame is I got scammed out of the first 150 Bitcoin I ever bought. But it wasn't worth that much at the time. So I didn't think it was a big loss, but now I'm like, oh man, it gets even worse because I had most of my money on Mt. Gox, but that's a different story. Anyway, I've been in and around blockchain for quite a while. 2019, I went back to school to learn how to write smart contracts. I met Med at the end of 2020, and we started working on a couple of blockchain projects together with different chains. Solidity. We also worked with Daml. So it's been a lot of fun getting to where we are now. And where we are now is we're Synchrony is this iteration that we're in, and it's been a wild ride getting here. Like Matt said, we've been around for about a year now. But what Synchrony is really three things. It's we have copy trading, composable indexes, and analytics. So copy trading is kind of exactly what it sounds like. You can follow another wallet's trades. So if you buy Solana and you buy Serum and you buy Radium, with my wallet with a single asset, I'll go and I'll buy Solana, Radium, and Serum in the same allocation relative to what the amount of money I have in my wallet is. And this is pretty appealing to a lot of retail users, but people get kind of concerned about, what if I follow somebody who just, apes into a bunch of like dog coins or something like that, that doesn't meet their risk portfolio. Well, that's why we have the composable indexes. Outside of them representing, the traditional basket of assets like you see with the S&P 500. So we will have, the top 10 tokens on Solana by market cap. So, outside of providing these passive investment instruments, we also use those calculations to help bind the copy trading wallets so that if you trade outside of those parameters, my wallet will ignore that. So that provides a pretty nice degree of safety, a unique degree of safety, because traditionally the copy trading platforms, they're centralized. So it's not your money. You don't have custody over it. So that's not really very blockchain. That's not very crypto. Or it's very static or very like narrowly set. So you can only trade within the top 10 tokens on Solana. Well, we can do that, and you can whitelist other tokens, blacklist tokens. You can do bottom 10 token, but bottom 5 of the top 30 tokens on Solana or something like that as well. So there's a lot of range that you can apply to that. And then the final, thing that we're really excited about that ties it all together is our analytics platform, which takes on-chain data that's like written, on-chain call data from RPC providers, and off-chain data like social media mentions, followers, those sorts of things, trends, Google search trends, and layers it all together to provide users, these interesting at a glance metrics. So that's kind of Synchrony, sort of in a nutshell. The way we look at it is because we're bridging all of these external data sources, you know, from like oracles, from Google search trends, from all these things, these actual real world events on top of blockchain, which affects how, you know, these various products are deployed or utilized. It's this sort of DeFi metaverse. You know, on top of that, we are also dabbling in a couple of, like, you know, NFTs and things like that. But yeah, that's us in a nutshell. You know, we have huge plans, you know, coming up, and, you know, we're really keen to be a part of this Metaverse Summit partnership. So yeah, just happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Thank you, Matt. Precisely as you mentioned, Andy, DeFi metaverse is kind of like a essential part, because when we're talking about metaverse, we're not only talking about, okay, people put on Oculus Quest and navigate in the kind of a 3D world. It's about what do you own, it's about your identity, it's about your assets, about moving all the more essential, non-superficial part on chain and in a more decentralized way, right? So, congratulations also on the launch this year.
Thank you.
Big news, right? So
Yep.
finally, maybe you can show me and show the audience some a demo of your current app and platform.
Sure. Yeah, Metal share his screen, and we'll give you guys a little sneak peek. This is a pre-alpha version, so this is not how it's going to look in its final iteration. But we like frogs at Synchrony.
Yeah, so we try to make it as simple as possible. We want a better user experience, because this is something that a lot of users on in every blockchain complaining about, is the UI and the user interface. So trying to make it as smooth as possible. Let me just connect my wallet. Uh, So here we're using, like, we're actually leveraging another API. It's another project we're working on that will gives you information about all the projects on Solana. It's actually like a summary where you can see all the project. You can actually access. I can actually go and let Andy talk more about that right after. But this is Token Stream. It's an API that we are working on that aggregate data from multiple sources to give you an idea about which projects are, how projects are doing on the Solana ecosystem. Even if the projects are not yet launched on Solana, we can list them. So it's going to be a very, very useful tool to help you do your own research. And just go to the dashboard. Note that this is in my local house, so it's a little it's a little bit slow. But the way we did it, like, we are working on the social profile part of Synchrony. So you're gonna be able to have like your own profile, and here you can see like that all your NFTs. So we believe that NFT is gonna be part of your digital identity. So it's gonna be like a profile. So you can actually, this is not actually my photo, but I can change a photo, the nickname, a bio, and this is something, have my achievements and certain informations about me, which is gonna help in the near future. If someone want to copy trade me, they're gonna have more information instead of just a wallet and the performance of wallet. You can see your history. You can see your application. You're gonna be able to see indexes if you are part of any indexes, wallet that you follow, all the tokens that you have. We can also give you the possibility to see the transaction history, so to see, to keep an eye on what you actually do, and also like a gallery. So which is very important for us. This gallery should be able to give you more information about your digital identity when it comes to NFTs. At this moment, I'm looking another friend wallet, so I can see all the information about them. And that's actually going to be the dashboard part of it. And then we have like the copy trading, which Andy, you want to talk about
Yeah,
this?
yeah. So I mean, again, a lot of this is sort of pre-alpha. It exists to prove that we can pull the data. So when you see all those transactions and everything, we can get all the data. Our job now is to, like, distill this into actionable items for the end user. So, as it relates to the copy trading, when you're browsing this, when you're browsing the leaderboard or you're searching, like you're not restricted to whoever's on our platform. If you find a KOL's wallet and you want to follow them, you can follow them. You don't need to browse through this. So when you search it, you can save it, and we can look at their profile. If the user has been on our site and they're on our leaderboard and you set up your profile, we'll see your profile photo, we'll see your accolades, all that. If it's not, we'll still see the most important data there, which is how profitable have you been? What are you trading? How frequently have you been trading? The age of your wallet, like all of these other metrics that help determine how how trustworthy your wallet is. And so we implemented this wallet trust score, WTF score, that exists to help provide users like this information, right? I, as a user, like even me as a builder, I don't want to go in and, like, when I'm trying to do TA on a new project, to go in and read all these spreadsheets and like go into their docs and all that stuff. I want to play with my dog. You know what I mean? I want to play with my dog. I don't want to be playing around these charts. I want red light, yellow light, green light, or give me a score out of 1 to 10. We haven't like landed on the final thing here, but based off of my risk portfolio, based off of my wants and needs, does this make sense to me? And so that's what we're trying to do here with this copy trading thing. On the other end of it, if I want to get more advanced, then I can go and build my own index and follow, the the 3 most profitable wallets or something like that, and add some extra whitelisted things. Or if I think I'm profitable and I want to earn some of the money that's generated by being followed, then I can, submit to have my wallet on the leaderboard. So there's a couple of different ways that we're going about doing that. And then obviously, just to, proof of concept, we can do swaps. And what we're trying to do here is, when you're browsing for tokens, unlike CoinGecko, unlike, wherever else where you're doing your research, if you could just go to the browser itself and just, or the dashboard actually would probably be better, and just click down on one of the tokens and open up the accordion. What we wanted to be able to do, just scroll down and click like Hoppy or one of these guys. It doesn't matter. What we want to be able to do is be able to anyone's fine. Just be able to transact right on the page, right? So the swap function will be right here, instead of you having to go to a different site. I've done my research. Now I need to go somewhere else to do this. Like, our job as builders is to reduce the amount of time from your intention of wanting something and the outcome of having that something to be 0, right? It's not realistic for me to be like, oh, I want a ham sandwich, and then there's a sandwich in my hand. That's not very realistic. I can't make that happen as a builder, but I can make it faster than it is now. And so that's one of our goals as well. And speaking of which, like, this is a sneak peek of the API that we're building. So this is an infrastructure level project. It exists as a free API to the community to be able to get all the data on the ecosystem specific projects that are available. So it's not quite live yet. I mean, this is on a live site, but it's pre-alpha. All this stuff is pre-alpha. But what you'll be able to do as a builder is, now you don't need to go and hit up all these different APIs. We've already done that for you. We've hit a bunch of different APIs. We're aggregating this data. We average it. We cross-check it. So now you have just a single API where you can get all this information, and we're constantly adding more to it. As you can see, we have social metrics there as well. So we're including all of the available on-chain and then off-chain data. And, we plan to build this out and make it quite robust. And like Med was mentioning, this is also a place where new projects that are not listed yet can actually get listed without having price information, obviously. But, you can have your white paper here. You can have a link to your website here. You can get more foot traffic and more awareness. And, also we, plan on having this as a place for VCs to come as well. So if you're seeking funding, we can kind of bring these two things together, because VCs want deal flow and projects want funding, right? So this could be a good opportunity for that as well. So that's like kind of a sneak peek of the platform as we've got it. Obviously, there's still a long way to go here, But yeah, we're really excited to be where we're at, all things considered. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you both for sharing the avant-premiere of Synchrony. And it really touched like all the pillars of how to bring, let's say, DeFi metaverse to my mom or my grandma, for everybody, right? So first thing is around user interface. It's so easy, it's plug and play, so clear. That we can bring all of our grandparents, other boomer generation, let's say, on board. And also, what I observe is all the social elements, the gamified elements, really will be impactful, right? Everybody wants not to like do the degen stuff, just checking the numbers, but they want follow influencers. They're now doing that on Twitter and everything, but if you guys are providing all the data and the all-in-one platform, that would be fantastic. So yeah, congratulations on the development.
Thank you.
Talking about development, so what's your plan of 2022? And especially regarding Metaverse, what we talk about all the time is interoperability. Are you also deploying maybe cross-chain in the future, maybe this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so that's a really good point. I think on a lot of levels, especially the new people that are coming. So we're starting to do a study with like a UX UI professor, and one of his thesis is that there's a huge gap between the early adopters and the early mainstream adopters in terms of like knowledge, understanding, skills. Because early adopters right now, they're fintech and software engineers. Right, it's a very narrow overlap in that intersection there. So when we start to bring in people who don't have those things, we need to really make this more accessible. So that's like a huge thing we're trying to do. And most of those people, they don't care what chain they're on. They don't care what chain they're on. They don't care what they fundamentally they're there because they want their money to work harder for them, or they want to engage in this in the context of a lot of the metaverse plays. They want to engage in this new reality that's being created, that's being overlaid on top of where we're at now. Because games have existed for a long time. You know, I'm a big gamer. I love playing games, but this new kind of gaming is it overlays. It's like this augmented reality, you know, but more than just in the sense of like a Google Glass that's pointing things out. It's this augmented reality of like the digital value and the actual like physical value are starting to like get intertwined. And the things you do in the virtual space are going to affect the physical space. The things you're doing in the physical space are affecting the virtual space. And it's really, really interesting. So for us, interoperability is a no-brainer. We picked Solana first because it's the fastest for transaction per second. It's affordable and it's actually decentralized, right? Generally speaking, you sacrifice one of those metrics in order to get there. So we started on Solana because of this, because you can't do high frequency copy trading or high frequency rebalancing or reconstitution of indexes that isn't value destroying, like over on Ethereum or something. When gas fees for one of those trades, it's going to cost you $70 or something like that. So we started on Solana because of this, but there's a ton of projects everywhere in all these ecosystems. So interoperability is definitely something we're going to engage this year after we have our version 1 of Synchrony out, because it's, you know, I would say you crawl before you walk, before you run, right? So if we're to start doing interoperability is like sprinting, you know what I mean? So right now we're starting to walk, you know, our project's live, we're working on an alpha for these things. We've got these feature releases. We have a pretty solid roadmap coming up. But when we get to like a version 1 or even a late stage beta, it's like, okay, what's the next chain we're going to build on? And I mean, there's so many like really, really strong contenders. I'm a big fan of Polkadot. We're a big fan of Polygon over here. You know, there's other like layer 2s. Who knows, maybe ETH2 will come out and, you know, get its act together. You know, that's a big one as well. So there's tons and tons of different roads to pursue. I'm a big fan of Polkadot. That's where I'd go first, because I think Substrate and their parachains have like a ton of potential and it cuts a lot of corners. But, you know, even Solana-based, you know, Wormhole and things like that are providing these bridges, these mechanisms that allow for that fluid exchange, you know, and easy exits, things like that. are also going to be mission critical. That's definitely on the horizon. That at that end, I think, but you both touched on it, emphasizing the digital identity, because I think we can see that, our digital identity is becoming more important than our actual physical identity, right? Like my digital identity through LinkedIn, through Facebook, and all that stuff on every single day affects more people than me walking around and actually physically interacting with people, right? So that value is starting to be realized on a very, very like individual level. And as Metaverse provides these avenues in which you can engage with that digital identity more closely with your own. Like if I have Oculus, for example, like a really bare bones sort of example, if I have the Oculus on and I'm in this chat room, like VR chat or something, and I'm interacting with like thousands of people there, like that's a way that I feel more like engaged with the interaction, instead of just like a post on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. So I think, we really want to lean into that. And so we actually have an NFT that we're going to launch as well. It's going to be an access NFT. You can use it as your profile photo. It's sort of a smaller step. We're not building a metaverse like, landscape or something like that, but it is giving you access to DeFi things. It is representing part of your digital identity. So we're starting to like really look towards that direction. And because it's the future. It's the next internet. This is what the internet's turning into, and you either embrace it or you get left behind. And we're all about embracing it. So
yeah, we should, right? Because everybody is embracing kind of the elements of the other parts of the metaverse. For instance, let's say we have 4 tracks of Metaverse Summit, just squeeze in some advertising here. So it's around, for example, gaming and real-time 3D. It's around decentralization and Web3. It's around social interactivity, and it's also around everything concerning VR, AR, and the virtual world, right? So those 4 elements, I see all the actors adopting the elements of each other, gaming adopting like GameFi and let's say NFT, and Synchrony is adopting the social and interactivity element, also around the digital identity of people, right? So everybody is coming to work on, let's say, the all-in-one metaverse, but we're gonna go there. We're gonna get there somewhere, sometime. Maybe not this year, but sometime in the future.
It'll be so soon. I mean, you look at just the telescopic nature of technological advancement, the singularity, Moore's law, whatever, turn of phrase you want to, or buzzword you want to use here, but like we see this like exponential growth curve, and the metaverse in a more mature form that is unavoidable, that is, that mainstream like traditional institutions are engaging with on a daily basis because it's required. Just like at one point social media came out and businesses are like, well, I don't think I need to have a Twitter. I don't think I need to have a this. And now it's like, no, you can't survive unless you are represented on these social platforms, or at least own the real estate. The exact same thing is with the metaverse. And the metaverse is going to gobble all those things up. You don't think Twitter has a metaverse play or something, on the horizon? Like all of these things are like, they're going to get absorbed. So you adapt or die, you adapt but on the other side of that, because that's a little bit, morbid. On the other side of it, look at all this amazing opportunity. You can get in on the ground floor if you start paying attention to these things. You start coming to these events, you start talking to these people about what's going on. That's how you derive value. That's how you come up with that next idea. That's how you become, the Apple of the metaverse or whatever it is. Cause that's around the corner. That's like these guys, that's, we want to be like the Compound or Aave of Solana. Compound and Aave were just started by a bunch of dudes, just like, not necessarily dudes, but just a bunch of guys, like, just like who are like, hey, let's get together and do this thing. And now they're this industry standard in how long? In like a year and a half. Like, so, these metaverse plays, like you can come in, and if you just, you got to work hard, because I mean, I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. It's hard work being in crypto. It's really hard work. I'm not going to lie. It's not like you come in and then, you're showered with success and all that stuff. Like, man, it's been like blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, especially a lot of tears. Like on this, but if you're willing to put in the work, like you can crush it. There's just so much opportunity in the metaverse, and it's fun. It's fun. Metaverse is fun. Like it's really cool. I have fun doing like VR stuff and exploring these projects and seeing the amount of passion some of these other projects bring to the table. Like it's cool. People have some good ideas, So yeah.
Yeah, you are both proudly holding a Oculus or some other gear, right? Virtual reality.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm all about that.
Not only centralization, but also like the 3D, the virtual version.
Oh, I've had so many ideas for like AR stuff over the years, like AR Mario Kart using Internet of Things carts and then an Internet of Things track, and then the AR is on the actual helmet, you know what I mean? And then so you see all like the power-ups, and then there's speed regulated on the I have so many AR ideas. I love Metaverse.
Play to earn business model.
I'm gonna find somebody at your conference who does AR stuff, and I'm gonna pitch it to them so hard. They're like, "Are you like a go-kart company or something?" No. I have this Metaverse DeFi project, but you should really do this thing because I want to do it.
Yes. So of course we are hosting like a Metaverse Summit, but it can be also called kind of Dream Bigger Summit.
Mm-hmm.
The imagination has no limit, right? So we can always imagine the scenario. What can we be part of it, right? That's kind of how all the entrepreneurs succeed as well. And congratulations again on the launch. And how about let's look into the future of this year? So hopefully you guys are gonna come in person in July in Paris for the Metaverse Summit. Because we have a lot of exciting projects also to talk to each other. The goal is to unite people from, AR, VR, gaming, and the DeFi, and try to connect the whole thing, right? For now, it's kind of the different dots and the different kind of stars. We're trying to align all the stars. So yeah, it would be great to have you guys. The invitation is sent on the record on YouTube now, so.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we will be there for sure. I think this is it's a really amazing space to be in, and we couldn't I don't think we're going to support you guys to the fullest as much as we possibly can, because this is like part of the future, right? And we want to support the future. We've had enough bad news, I think, for several lifetimes. So I think it's time. I think this is like a really it's a really nice positive change of flavor from everything. I think Metaverse is just so exciting, so inspiring, that like it can really like help things a little bit, and it can help us get back to like it can reframe reality as we know it. The Metaverse is a reframing of reality. It's a way that we can view this collective human experience a little bit differently, if you want to get into it a little bit. So I think that there's so much potential here. We're fully supporting this project. We love what you guys are doing. We love these events as well, because we love talking to other projects. I'm never as inspired than like talking to people who also share the same energy and the same the same passion for building things and to make good experiences for people. So yeah, we're really pumped on so many levels for this.
Yes, fantastic. Love the passion. And although it's only 11 a.m., I know you've been working a lot already.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you again for receiving an interview. And 7 months is a long time in Metaverse and in crypto, right? So looking forward to all the updates that you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much for having us. Take care.
All right, take care.